All right. Hey, I'm not going to really have an opening statement. I know it was practice number 9's in the books. We're spring games, right down the road. So not many days left. So got to make these last few days count. So go ahead, Mike.
Hi, neighbor. Yeah, Brent, I'll start off with what you just mentioned. Every time you come in here, the spring game is at the top of mind for you. Why is it that that's so important to you to have this be a substantial event?
Well, one of my favorite things about being on a team, being a coach, thing that I love about my job is it's very result driven. And although this is quote unquote just a spring game, it's an opportunity for us to as coaches, be able to quantify and measure improvement from the beginning to the end, and so that we can survey where our team is, and what was good, what wasn't so good, and an opportunity to us to create some momentum and going into our out-of-season program this summer. And so for me, that's exciting. All of it, the good days, the bad days, the good moments, the tough moments, the great plays, the bad plays, all of it's really, it really helps develop you, both good and bad. So to watch our team mature and watch leadership develop through the course of the spring, to watch us improve fundamentally and doing the little things right, and not only what we're doing scheme-wise and fundamental-wise, but how we do what we do. And that, as I said to the team just now, that to me matters more than anything. We get that right, then everything else will fall into place. And again, love the spirit of this group. And I said that before we started the spring. Our mindset, our emotion, our energy, our effort has been really good. And got a great spirit to them. And we got a long ways to go to a lot of things that we have to improve at to be before we're ready to play a game in the fall and to be a championship type team. Just got a lot of things we got to get better at, and our guys know it though. They're not shy about that. They're willing to put the work in. Again, we got good, tough leadership, and like the buy-in. The buy-in's been there, and the effort's been there. They have a workmanlike attitude, and we're getting better at going to practice and have a game rep mentality, a game simulated game emotion, intensity, passion, enthusiasm, focus. That's what it's about. The practice should be so much harder than any game, and that's everything. Like every bit of practice. If that's a pre-practice walkthrough, if that's individual, if that's one-on-ones, if that's a team setting, for us to continue to improve and have again really a goal of daily improvement. That's what it's about. You can't just show up and improve. Everybody is showing up to practice right now, but not everybody's improving, and that's the challenge for us as coaches. I want to recruit to that. I want to develop that. And that's the expectation. That's our standard. And it's not just practice 9. It's you're not getting that back. This game will punish you. It'll humble you for what you do on April 8th. Okay, come September, come October, for what you do or you don't do. You're putting money in the bank. It's like compound interest, and you can't take out of your bank account what you don't put in. And a lot of people try to. But you can't cut corners. There's no shortcut. There's no easy way to do what we want to do. I wish there was. You hand out pills or just be excited to show up. It's not how it works. And so getting our guys to completely and totally buy in to all of that, is our goal, and we're working towards that every day. Sometimes just that is not necessarily easy to measure, but you're looking at a body of work. And what I know is that 7 a.m. Thus far, through 9 practices, our guys have showed up to that 7 a.m. meeting on the edge of their seat. ready to go. And I'd be the first one to tell you if we were failing in that department. So to me, we got a chance. And when guys are being accountable and they're invested and they're willing to be coached. Average players don't want to be coached. And good players will receive coaching, and great players want the truth. And our job, that truth sometimes is very painful. Sometimes it's hurtful. Sometimes it's discouraging. But the right ones are going to take it, and they're going to learn from it and grow from it. And so we got to be honest and truthful with our guys. They got to have great self-awareness, and then they have to have a willingness to create value for themselves. And it starts with their attitude and their work ethic, just uncommon effort in everything that we do. And so it's been a lot of good, and there's been plenty of moments that haven't been so good, but I'm always looking at how these guys respond to the adversity. To the tough moments, to the daily routine, and to see if they grow weary. And so just challenge them to run that race with endurance. And but every day, every moment does matter, and to get that kind of buy-in. So that's got to be a mindset and a culture and a foundational piece of our program. And again, we're just kind of a little bit at a day, a little bit at a time, just throwing that dirt, adding additional soils. We build the foundation of the program, and today was another day for that. So I don't know if I answered your question. I forgot what you said, but I think I might have answered it, maybe.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Okay, yep.
I'll go to Jesse Clinton, Norman Trenchard.
Very good to talk to you. Wanted to ask you, several of the players on both sides of the ball talked about just how fast Jeff's offensive system is and how the adjustment that comes with that. But I wanted to ask, what impact have you seen his system, how fast it is, what impact have you seen it have on the defense? Has it forced them to play faster? I mean, what kind of effect have you seen?
Well, it needs to. I mean, it creates a sense of urgency about all the pre-snap procedural things, from the sideline to the field, to the communication, to getting lined up. Again, with urgency. I love it. I love all of it, because it challenges things that in some ways are out of your control as a coach. And the players need to buy into my pre-snap procedures. Stance, alignment, assignment, key. And to me, the challenge every day, every play is to take away something, to neutralize something that they want to do or they view as a strength. And as I challenge both sides of the ball and challenge offense, because that's great. And they can get to a pace where next thing you know, they're dragging people up and down the field. Okay, and making them quit. That's the goal. That's the mindset. You want to taste blood. You want to go for the jugular. That's what the game's about. But you can't rely on that as the answer. To me, the answer is fundamentals. It's technique. It's mindset. It's physicality. Okay, it's precision. The attention to detail. Okay, it's 11 guys playing with purpose. 11 guys being on the same page. And you just are forced to do it. You get a lot of snaps of it in practice. You snap the ball more times, you have more plays in practice. So I like it's a great conditioning thing. We don't have to do additional conditioning to get our team right. Again, transitioning from spring ball to summer workouts. That in itself is a great challenge for our guys and a way for our guys to get in shape. But it really challenges you both physically and mentally, and develops the toughness that you got to have to play this game. When you're practicing at a really tough, challenging pace.
We're here, Eric Bailey, Tulsa World.
Hey, Brent.
Hey, Eric.
I want to ask you about Kelvin Gundy. He's close.
Did you introduce your guest?
This is my daughter, Mandy.
Hey, Mandy. How are you, hon? So are you skipping school today? That's homeschooling, right? Homeschooling.
Softball tournament at the Hall of Fame Stadium today. So
Fantastic.
We snuck away.
That's good for you. Nice to meet you.
I wanted to ask you about Kelvin Gundy. He's entering 30% every OU game played. He's been either a player or coach. We're getting that close now. Can you talk a little bit about retaining him on this year's staff? And what do you remember back in '99 when you guys first arrived in Louisville?
Well, again, he's always been a great connector of people, procedures, connects you to the history and tradition of the program. He's embedded. He's like the very fiber itself. He loves this place, incredibly loyal, but he knows so many people. He's got a great memory, so he's able to pull from all the past experiences, both good and bad. And but he loves this place. He loves his players. Got a great knowledge of football 101. And so whether it's recruiting this state or the state of Texas, or it's football, X's and O's, or again, being able to connect people to get things done efficiently, he's the guy. There's nobody that's more qualified to do it. But he's just a rock of stability and consistency. Again, incredible loyalty. You can coach him probably harder than anybody in the program. He's got great thick skin. His dad Ray raised him the right way, and ultra competitive. But he's gonna show up early and stay late every day. So he's really what you want from anybody associated with the program.
Thanks, Brent.
Yep.
Sooner Scoop.
Yeah,
Hey.
Brent, you got to work with Miguel Chavis, not as an on-field assistant during the last, 5 years. Now that he has his own room, what's been your first impressions and what have you been doing?
Well, again, he did actually coach for us. We had some COVID issues, but your point's well taken. He's exactly who I thought. This is a relationship game. So even though he wasn't coaching the X's and the O's for everybody else to see, I knew his football acumen, what he knew, because we're in the meeting together every day for 5 years. Lots of conversation, and then in regards with the players, man, he's always been a very relational, super easy, well connected. The players have always respected him. So this is just, if he knows what he's talking about, they'll respect him from that standpoint as a coach, as well as knowing that he cares for them and loves them, and he's invested in them. So when you have that, you have trust, and that's where it all starts. There's no commitment without connection, and that's something that's probably his greatest strength. But I always knew he knew the game and knew the fundamentals, and not just knew the what and the how, but the why and the when. And that just comes from being around each other in this game. We talk football nonstop, and certainly he's coached at camps, every year as well. And so I had great clarity on who he would be. And so the excitement and the appreciation and the thankfulness, and the steadiness that I knew I'd get from him, he's very invested in being great. And so my impression has been validated, what I already anticipated and expected. But Miguel's done a great job, has a great future, has done a great job already, in his young career, and brings great energy and value to us every day.
Okay, next to him, John Hoover, SI Sooners.
Hey, Brent.
Hey, John.
So I wanted to get your perspective on how Justin Harrington happened. This time of year, he's been in the transfer portal since October. The whole picture, how did it all shake out?
Well, I won't get all the way in the weeds, but he's come to me a few times since I got the job, and through a lot of conversation, not only with him but other teammates, prior to making a decision to let him walk on. Got confirmation who he was as a young man. Openly, just was honest. Felt like maybe he made some mistakes with how he responded to some adversity, and maybe some decisions that he made. And through conversation with him, and again with teammates, felt like he deserved some grace. We all deserve some grace. So he's walked on, and he's been good as far as high effort and tough, and allows you to coach and things of that nature.
He seems like he'd be a real asset to the secondary.
We'll see. Yeah, it's a long way to go. I'm just not trying to be evasive, but we got a long way to go. He's only been out for a couple practices, and really everybody's kind of on their journey to me, in spring ball, 9th practice. There's a lot you can say about different guys here and there, but his litmus test isn't really, it's not comparable, because he just got here, been here for a couple days, and learning a new position, new language. There's barriers for everybody, but he didn't have the same opportunity like everybody else did prior to joining. He just joined. So everybody else has been here through mat drills and some meetings and things of that nature. So he's been a little bit behind from that standpoint, but he's aggressive and he's physical. And he's got a good attitude so far. Hopefully he can continue to come on and bridge that gap from a knowledge standpoint and technique and fundamentals.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
Our side, James Hale.
Hi, Brent.
What's up, James?
When you were here the first time, we got a little bit of an idea of what you were doing with your nickelback and your Sam linebacker and things like that. You've evolved so much, in your second half of your career, really at Clemson and now here. I'm curious, talk about your nickel, who you got there and how you kind of run it. And is it still intertwined with the Sam? And who are you running, or what are you looking at Sam?
Yeah, I mean, everything we're doing is still work in progress and trying to figure out what the personnel is, what our strengths are, what we can do, what we can't do. We certainly know what we'd like to do. You want as much versatility there as you can. We're still looking to see if Roy Williams is out there. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Him, Tony Jefferson, and Nick and Keenan, and can't remember who else would there be. There's been Clint Ingram, all them guys. No, the same guys. I mean, we're always looking for as much versatility as you can. Now, where you don't have to worry about your sub packages and things. That is your sub package, and so whether it's coverage or playing in space or fitting in the run game, people that can do all those things. So we're getting a lot of people that an opportunity to look at it. And my expectation is where we're at right now, we'll be on a different planet starting in fall camp. And I just expect a lot of growth to happen. And so I'm looking for the same stuff as always. That guy can go be a post player, can play a half, he can play down in the B gap, he can set the edge on the perimeter screens, he can cover wheel routes, he can spy the quarterback, he can do a lot. That's what we're looking from that position.
Is Ted Roof somebody like that with his experience? Could he fit in there?
TD?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he's played there, so he's done some of that too. We're moving him around a little bit, but yeah, he's had experience, and a lot of it's you got to have moxie, you got to have instincts. We have a coach on staff, Ryan Carter, that at Clemson he played there multiple years, but he also played corner and played some safety. But Ryan, I'm not sure. Let me see, he's about like this, so however tall that is. He's just itty bit, but he played like he's 6'2". And that cool thing on looking at all the install clips, this guy's playing against monsters, whether it's Ohio State or it's Notre Dame or it's Alabama. You're seeing him show up all over this tape. But he's, he got a good skill, but he's big, plays physical. I don't care what they look like, really. I'm focused on how they play and what kind of skill set that they have. So we'll continue to do, things that we've done in the past and looking for the same type of things, I'm saying, from that position. But we also always try to protect them based on, okay, now where we at here, it is game week. All right, here's their strengths. Let's play to their strengths. Let's protect their weaknesses. Let's not ask them to do things that they can't do just because that's what we do. That's not how it works to me. It's not, our job is to make sure that we take advantage of the things that they do well and protect them.
We're here, Sam Mays, Sports Animal Tulsa.
Hey, Sam. Good.
I talked with Wes Sims on the way in this morning. He told me to tell you. We talked a little bit about the offensive line, new offense, new people in that room.
Yep.
What's communication been like along the line of scrimmage and practice?
On the offensive line? Yeah, I've been really pleased. Got a few guys banged up, here and there. But I really like that group. Coach Beanbo does a fantastic job. And whether it's systematically or there's more certainty, or these guys are just hungry, not really having studied what we did a year ago, these guys are playing with really good cohesion, really good chemistry, playing with a tough-mindedness. Now they know what they're doing. They move the line of scrimmage a lot more than my liking. I'm supposed to like it all, but I'm not going to lie. When I can see quickly, if we're doing things right on the defensive side of the ball, or if they're doing things right on the offensive side of the ball, quickly when we start practice. So they've been really physical. I'm very impressed with how we attacked winter conditioning and the ability there to endure, and how we run, and just the buy-in. That group's probably had as much improvement as anybody from the time we started in January to where we're at right now. And again, we've had some guys. We had a concussion, we had a sprained ankle, we had a little groin, and so. But when they've all been together, they've been. It's been a really good, strong group, a point of strength for us. Mm-hmm.
Second row, Justin Martinez, the Oklahoma.
Hey, yep, you bet.
Going back to the defense and how they've been tested with the up-tempo offense, just with this being a player-driven group, who are some guys you noticed on defense that really kind of rose to the occasion and helped lead the screen?
Yeah, I mean, guys that have been consistent for us. I mean, I'd start with Woody Washington. I think he's been one of the most consistent guys at all three levels. I like our skill in the secondary. We're still learning language and some alignments and some of the fundamental things that we want them to do. Communication things. We're trying to create as much stress as we can. But I really like that secondary group led by Woody. Woody's been our most consistent guy. That's probably not surprising. He's healthy. And I love the attitude of the group. They're very hungry, very driven. Got some good young players, but between Billy and Key and Robert Spears and Justin Broyles, we're banged up at one of the corners. But I like our guys there as well, from Kenai and Woody and help me out here. DJ Graham, and I like, Josh Eaton, and we've been banged up. Trey Morrison been a little bit banged up. He was back out there today. He's playing inside and outside as well. Kendall Daniels, that group. I like that group. We'll add C.J. Colden here shortly as well. Feel like I'm missing somebody there. Certainly some of the freshmen that are coming in, but that's a really good, hungry group. The backers have been same thing. I mean, our buy-in has been just outstanding. Not like good, like they're up here all the time. When I was around the offices during the bowl prep for the Oregon game, it was like a ghost town every day, and I was a little worried, just trying to observe, like, where's everybody at? There's no life, and so I worried about guys that. Just what the investment was, watching tape and just trying to be detailed and excellent at their positions. But boy, the script's been flipped from my initial impression, and they've been wonderful as far as the buy-in. But we got length and speed at defensive end. So again, whether it's Grimes and Downs or Jonah and Marcus and then inside, I'm looking for our ability to execute right now, and I think the tackles. I don't think anybody has stood out from other guys necessarily. They've been really a consistent group for us inside. Jordan Kelly's probably he might have had so far through 9. Maybe he's probably the highest graded, and. Jeffrey's done a good job. Reg has flashed. Coe has flashed. Ellison has flashed, and then again at backer, I like the backer group. We're not real deep there, but I like our leadership and our buy-in there. Deshaun was banged up for a couple days, but he's got a good ceiling to him, and Shane has really come on and had a really good fall camp or spring camp rather. Stutzman, so far he might have had he might be the guy that was just a little bit ahead of everybody else, making plays sideline to sideline, and TD has been a rock for us. David has really done a great job. He plays with a lot of energy. He's physical and learning how to play quick and efficient in space, and has done a good job of getting better that way. And then young guys are trying to figure it out. Like, it's hard. You think it's already hard, first year or first semester on campus, and then you throw in learn the new language, and then you throw on top of that, a very high-paced practice, and how we practice, try to be very efficient. So, but they're all doing a great job. They're when they know what they're doing, they're runners, they're hitters, they're physical, they're good teammates. They've done a real nice job. Mm-hmm.
You got time for 2 more? Coach, got time for 2 more?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Ryan Chapman, SI Sooners.
Hey, Coach.
Hey, Ryan.
Jay Lye was in here earlier, and he had talked about being one of the few guys on the defensive staff that hasn't worked with you on staff. How's that been for you, finding to work with them on staff, and what kind of response have you seen from this cornerback group? Because they seem to rave about having a guy in that position group, in that room that's played the position before, knows the ins and outs.
Yeah, so I've known Jay for a number of years, and just became friends on the road recruiting. Really liked his energy and liked his story. Remember him out of high school at Colleyville, and he's done things first class. He's everywhere he's been, he's made them better. He's been in a lot of places for a short amount of time, but he's done a great job where he's been. Just has a great reputation for doing things the right way. Great husband and father. Really knowledgeable football coach. He knows the front end and the back end together, and he's just a terrific teacher. He brings a lot of passion and energy and love and enthusiasm, brings out the best in guys, holds guys accountable. He's tough on them, very demanding, but at the same time is going to find a way to, help them develop holistically and know all the important people in their lives, the players. So he really does a great job of pouring into the players and developing relationships. Everybody knows him. He's got a great reputation prior to even getting here with the players that are here on our roster. So brings a lot of value. And tremendous person, and fits easily with the staff. Great cohesion from day one. It was a great fit.
And we'll finish with Lee Benson, who's 9 in the back.
Hey, Lee.
When we hear from you and your assistant coaches and the players, everything is just so positive. Everyone's so excited at this time. And it kind of made me think back to when you were talking about Murphy's Law a few weeks ago, trying to make sure you drill into these guys that, things are going to go wrong, trying to help them be prepared for it. Is it even more important to really be philosophical about that this time, knowing that everything is so positive, everything is so good right now, and everyone has so much excitement for what they hope that you can help bring to this program moving forward?
Yeah, so what's the question then?
So Murphy's Law, drilling that in right now, and everything is so sweet and positive. Is that even more important than maybe it would be otherwise, in the past?
I'll be honest, like if anybody's known me, I've had a ton of energy. I've always been very passionate, incredibly demanding. I try to lead from a place of optimism and positivity, but I'm not going to have my head in the sand when things aren't right. I'm going to be very truthful, very honest. We haven't played yet. I mean, listen, I'm not naive, and certainly our coaches and our players aren't, because we strain them. We create a lot of stress for them every day. We've had plenty of failure and plenty of tough days. It's hard to get up in the middle of spring every day and bring your A game. It's hard. It's not easy. I don't take it for granted. But if I don't, they won't. I can promise you. If it's me or it's the coach, I can't be the coach for everybody. I'm the head coach, and I'll hold everybody accountable. But I got to count on a staff that has the same mindset. My job isn't to coach your players. I will coach your players, but we all gonna coach them. And part of being a coach is taking them to places that they can't take themselves. And that's why they need the coach. And so whether that's mindset, that's attitude, that's energy, that's how they respond to adversity, a coach is supposed to strain them. That's where the real growth happens, through those painful moments of failure, of adversity, of strain, of stress. And so on the outside, it might look like that, but on the inside, that's not reality. Not in this building. And but you can still be positive and have high energy and have high expectations. Expect to be successful. We expect to be successful, but you got to do ABC. And maybe some of the optimism is our guys have been willing to invest in the things that we've asked them to do. They have had a willingness to be led. We've taken them to some tough spots, and they've responded. And we got a long ways to go. And you're going to get what you earn. You got to pay full price. And we're gonna have the kind of season that we pay for in April and March. And we're building that season right now, one day at a time. Whatever that season is, we're the architects of that. We're the craftsmen of that season that we're going to have. Whatever that season is, and it's a work in progress. We're under construction every day. And but if you don't love what you do, you'll never be great. So I think some of the enthusiasm it's really love for what you do. And to me, it's not like, oh, everything's great. No, everything ain't great. But you know what? I love what I do. Okay, and being able to be real and live in that space and still be passionate, that's where we are. Okay, and knowing that, yeah, it stunk today in this moment. Yeah, good. That's good. That's a good thing. Okay, knockout drill, 2 touchdowns in a row at the end of practice. Good. Okay, you get your teeth knocked in an inside drill. Good. That's good. Okay, we got a thud tempo and somebody got tackled to the ground and he gets mad and he's all, moaning and, complaining and everything. Good. Okay, that's good. It's all good. And but that's not being naive or you got your head in the sand and I know what's coming. I've done it long enough. I'm not beating myself, but I've done it long enough. I know what the expectations are in that stadium. Okay, and that's why my expectations from the fans and from the administration is no different than my expectations from the players and the coaches. If best is the standard, then everybody, that's what our players deserve. Everybody has a part. Everything that we do matters in this program. How we show up on the spring game matters. We're going to have recruits here. It matters. Our players are going to bust their tails for this place in September and October, November and December and January. Okay, then we expect the best from everybody else, supporting the program the right way. Okay, don't matter what the temperature is, what time it is, where the sun is during the day, what we're doing if we have a halftime show or not. Okay, we're road or we're away, what uniforms we're wearing, none of that stuff matters. Show up. Okay, how we show up matters. Okay, send a message. If we talk about this program being one of the most tradition-rich and best programs in the history of college football, then show up with some pride. On the 23rd, that's the expectation. The expectation for us is we show up and play passionate. We play tough. We play disciplined. We play with uncommon effort. Okay? And the expectation for everybody else, just like every sport on this campus, if I'm a Sooner, then I'm a Sooner. I'm not Sooner when it's convenient. Okay? I'm not a great fan when it's convenient. Okay? That's not how it works. I wish it did. Everybody expects me to bring my A game every day. Okay? I like that. I like the expectations. I embrace that. I expect our players to do the same. Okay? But as we try to build this program and transition from where we are today, okay, because we're in the Big 12 today, in a few years we're going to be in the SEC, everything that we do matters as we build this foundation. Okay? The fan support, okay, the fan engagement, the administration, again, these coaches, the players. Okay, everybody is expected to do their best in everything they do. Okay, that's what being committed looks like. It's not when it's convenient and when it's easy. Okay, it's when it's hard and when things aren't going well. Show up anyway. Okay, when it's not convenient. Oh yeah, we want to tailgate all day. Well, sorry, we played 11. Okay, show up. That's not expecting too much. And the flip side, we got to put a good product out there. Okay, and do things the right way. And people are proud of how we play is what we're concerned about. Okay, not beating their own chest and it's all about you. That's not going to be this program. Okay, this program has had a lot of success for a long time. But you know what? None of that matters now moving forward. None of it matters. Nobody cares. Okay, when we play UTEP, that's all that matters. That'll be the biggest game of the year. And when that game's over, guess what? The next game's the biggest game of the year. They all matter. Don't matter if we're a 28-point favorite, okay, if we're a 3-point dog. Don't matter if we're playing in Dallas, okay, we're playing in Manhattan. None of it matters. We need support, okay? The expectations for the players to play up here every single week, to play to that standard, okay? I don't expect the players to play like this, Okay, because one time we're wearing all white, one time we're wearing some kind of, what's that uniform called when it's not this traditional uniform? Alternative uniform. I don't care. I could care less. And I don't want our players to care about it. Play to a standard. Practice to a standard. Show up to meetings to a standard. Everything we do matters. Okay? And that's, to me, that's the expectations. For the standard to be the standard in that stadium. Don't matter who we play, what time we play, where we play. Okay? You're committed or you're not. Okay? If I come up here and show up and one day the player has an attitude and then, I'm going to play to that attitude. One day I'm going to ignore it and then the next day I'm going to hold them accountable. And if that's how I am, these players are paying attention to all of it. They're watching me respond to everything. How I do what I do matters. And how everybody else does what they do, that should matter too. Okay? Doesn't mean we got to be way up here. We don't need to be down here. We don't need to be like this as a program. Okay, but we need everybody. If that means wearing your T-shirts in your community, if that means putting the bumper sticker on, if that means sending in $5, okay, it all matters. But every sport on this campus deserves that too. If you're a Sooner fan, you're a Sooner fan. We're getting ready to go to the SEC in a couple of years. We better bring it. Better bring your mouthpiece. Okay, and it all matters. And that's what the home field advantage matters. Okay, creating an environment that is difficult and challenging for the opponent, it affects them. Okay, but it should be that way every single week. Okay, that's got to be our DNA. We can't say OU DNA and then we go out there and we're 3/4 of the stadium's full. We'll still play hard and play tough anyway. I'm going out playing to how many fans are in the stadium. Okay, but that should matter. Okay, our players are busting their butt. Okay, and we're going to hold them accountable. Okay, and when we play, I want people to be proud how we play. Okay, with toughness. Okay, with discipline. Okay, with passion. All right, when we're playing together and representing this great university. Okay, and that's all anybody can expect from them. Is to them to show up every week and do their best. Okay, and if they do that, we can all lay our heads down at night and have no regret. Okay, but that's the expectation on this side of it, and just moving forward, that's what it looks like to us. Okay, and this is what we do is tough. It's demanding. It's hard. Okay, but it doesn't mean you can't have passion and energy and enthusiasm for it. To me, it takes those things to be great at something, and to have longevity and sustainability in this. That's what it takes, and that's what being all in means. Okay, it's everybody committed to doing their best on and off the field. Everything that we do. Okay, right? How you do anything's how you do everything, John.
I was going to ask you about Sooner Caravan.
Yeah, and that's coming, and that's the message. And there's a lot more to it, and but I'm looking forward to that, connecting with people from around the state and in the borders in our areas that we consider in state as well. A lot of great Sooners that we're looking forward to reaching out to and making sure that they understand how important they are to us.
Thank you.
Did I answer your question? All right, appreciate y'all. Y'all have a great weekend. Thank you.